Okay, so this next one, a lot of Western men fall for every time they come to Thailand for the first time. And it's Thailand is a land of smiles, and its friendly people and good vibes attract millions of tourists every year. And thousands of people that travel here all make mistakes that I cover in this video. So if you're planning a trip here, just be aware of these mistakes, because some are going to cost you and some can land you in a lot of trouble. Some of these topics may be somewhat controversial, so if you're woke or easily offended, go click another video. So the way I'm going to film this video, we're going to start off with the minor mistakes. We're going to work our way up to the bigger mistakes towards the end of the video. Okay, so the first, refusing an offer of food or drink. In Thailand, it's considered extremely impolite to refuse an offer of food or drink, especially in someone's home. Really, you should accept the offers with gratitude and try everything at least once, even if you don't like the look of it. If you're not going to try anything while you're here, that's fine, but you're not going to be very popular amongst the Thais, sorry to say. Number 2, drinking tap water. Unfortunately, tap water in Thailand is not properly treated and purified. And if you're stupid enough to drink this untreated water, it's going to lead to some serious illnesses such as cholera and typhus. So always drink bottled water to save any trips to the hospital and any medical bills that might incur. Okay, so number 3, aggressive haggling. Now bargaining or haggling is common practice in Thailand, but being overly aggressive is going to lead to a loss of respect and a negative reputation. How much? 600 baht. 600 baht. Just remember, the goal is to reach a fair and friendly agreement. Now what you're actually going to save in pennies for being too pushy is just going to lead to a loss of respect, so it's not always worth it, especially with the street food and night markets, because the food is already so cheap anyway. Number 4, head and feet. Now in Thai culture, the feet are considered the lowest part of the body. They should never be used to point or touch other people. And if you drop some change, don't try and step on it to stop it rolling. You'll be disrespecting the monarchy and stepping on the king. Double disrespect, big no-no. Likewise, the head is considered sacred and it should never be touched or pointed at. And this leads me on to number 5, disrespecting the monarchy, the royal family and the military. Now Thailand has very strict laws about disrespecting any of these institutions, and foreigners who choose to break these laws are going to face imprisonment and deportation. Simple as that. Okay, we're on to number 6. Number 6 is disrespecting Buddha. There's different ways you can do this without even realising, and this goes for images of Buddha and other religious artefacts, and even getting tattoos of the Buddha. There's actually massive billboards when you come out the airport in Bangkok that say Buddha is not for tattoo decoration. Now the Thais actually take this very seriously, so avoid touching them, avoid pointing at them, and avoid getting them tattooed on your body. Okay, number 7, text message scams. Now these text scams in Thailand are very common and they often target tourists. Now when you come to Thailand, there's a 99.9% chance you're going to get one of these texts that come through to your phone with a link. And these links that come to your phone, if you click them, they harvest all your data, all your passwords, your email addresses, to everything, your Facebook, the lot. So I heard a story from this guy where his close friend sent him a text message asking him for some money for some running shoes. Now previously, him and his friend were talking about running on Facebook Messenger, so the scammers knew he had an interest in running. So they saw this conversation and used that as an excuse to scam his close friend. Long story short, he sent the scammers a few £100 for some expensive running shoes because he thought it was his close friend, because he had this conversation on Facebook previously. And there was actually this news article that came out where 50 million people's data got sold on the dark web by, I'm going to say, a Thailand worker, someone in Thailand who had access to all this data, and they sold 50 million. Now bear in mind, Thailand has a population of about 70 million, so that's nearly all of the country's data got sold on the dark web. And people say it got sold to these Chinese scammers, and that's how they have everyone's data and everyone's mobile number in Thailand. So while you're here, never click any of these links and never give out any personal information where it's not necessary. Okay, see you later. Okay, number 8, being careless with your valuables. Now what I mean when I say valuables is like your phone, your wallet, your handbag, etc. And I've got another story about this one. Now some people, they come to Thailand for the first time, they don't have a care in the world, they go out drinking and they don't always keep their wits about them. And unfortunately, this can result in being a victim of theft. So I heard this story from a girl, and what happened to her in Chiang Mai was that she went out drinking with her mates. She left her handbag on a table in front of the bar on the side of a road. A motorbike zoomed straight past, grabbed the handbag, and then when she realised, she got a phone out of her pocket to call the police. And when she did, the motorbike turned around, zoomed straight past and grabbed the phone straight out of her hand. She lost access to all her money, all her cards, all her online banking, and she ended up having to work in a hostel for 6 weeks to buy a new phone and sort her life out. What a nightmare. Always keep your stuff close by, and when you're out drinking in busy areas and when you're out on a night, just keep your wits about you. Thailand is generally a safe place, but these things do happen. Okay, number 9, violating visa laws. Now some people love Thailand that much, they just don't want to leave. And some people think they can beat the system and they think it's a good idea to stay past the visa date and they think they're not going to get caught out. But at the end of the day, same as any other country, breaking immigration laws is going to lead to serious consequences such as imprisonment and deportation. So if you're planning a trip to Thailand or you're already here, just follow the rules, don't be stupid, don't try and beat the system and stay here when you're not meant to, because it'll catch up with you and then you'll end up in Thai prison or you'll have to pay a massive fine, and who wants that? No thank you. Okay, so this next one, a lot of Western men fall for every time they come to Thailand for the first time, and it's giving Thai women money. Now this topic is somewhat sensitive, and I'm sure there's going to be some people that disagree. Now you might not even consider this as a mistake, but more of a life choice, but that's not to say you might regret it later on. So let's say you've come to Thailand, you've had the time of your life, you've met a girl and you want to stay together. So the story goes like this: you go home but you want to stay in contact. Everything's fine, you're chatting away, all is good, and before you know it, she needs some money. Usually for one of her family members being sick, or a sick buffalo, or some other sob story. Now many Western men will give in to that girl, send her a little bit of money to keep her happy. Now I can tell you that will just keep repeating and repeating until you get finally fed up and say no, in which case the relationship will most likely end. Your wallet will be empty and your heart will be broken. Now I'm not saying all Thai girls are like this, I'm not saying that at all, and I'm not trying to stereotype either, but the reality is there's hundreds of stories like this out there. So there you have it, those are the top 10 biggest mistakes you can make while coming to Thailand. But all of these are actually really easy to avoid with a bit of awareness and a bit of respect for the culture. And by avoiding all of these mistakes, not only will you have a more enjoyable trip here, but you will gain more respect from the people that live here. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you want to support the channel in any way, there's links down in the description. You can check those out as well. And that just leaves me to say, cheers guys, peace, see you in the next one.